I'm a bitch. I'm a lover.
Take it.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Ranton podcast numero 5.
What's up, boys?
While you're watching this, I am roaming China, creating hopefully interesting videos for you guys, or totally failing. Both is possible. Today we are gonna talk spoilers. Not all the time, but we're gonna
60% of the time, we're gonna talk about them all the time.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We're gonna talk God of War and Infinity Wars.
Yes.
And we are going to talk spoilers. I also opened a couple of news sites just to check what's the spicy sauce that's been happening. Did
By
you
the
know
way,
that Steam Spy died?
What's Team Spy?
Don't know. I was hoping you're gonna throw me a ball.
Amazing news! So let's start with Infinity Wars, because we
just watched it. So I have to say, first of all, that I have become over the years very tired of them. I remember my first Marvel movie being Thor, the first Thor that came out.
Wasn't that also one of the first?
It was one of the first, I think. When was that? 2010, and everybody loved it, and I thought it was crap.
I thought it was pretty cringy.
It was absolute crap.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it. Then I watched some other ones like Ant-Man. I thought was okay, not that good. Usually, every time I watch a Marvel movie, it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
It's either that was a boring one or that was okay.
Yeah.
It's always either that or the other. The best Marvel movie I've ever seen, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy.
The first Guardians of the Galaxy
Everybody said
was...
the best movie ever. I watched it and I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Like 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That was really good. The first Avengers was really good.
Who was the villain?
When everybody, that was Loki with the Tesseracts.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good.
I
That was the first really good one I saw. And then I actually liked Age of Ultron even more. Probably
Ultron.
Nobody agrees with me. I like that one even more. I think
they're pretty cool.
I thought Ultron was so cool and Vision was awesome.
And the plan was actually, I didn't, like, maybe that makes me very stupid, but I didn't get Ultron's plan until he revealed it. So normally, if
I don't remember what his plan was.
His plan, I think, was to, like, he raised this city and wanted to use it as a meteor to
what?
to wipe out life on Earth.
Why?
Because carbon-based life is shit and machine-based life is the new best thing.
Yeah, okay. No, I really enjoyed that. And the voice actor of Ultron is awesome. And that was good. For example, that one, the Hulk stopper when he fought Hulk. That was...
Oh yeah, the repeating arm hit.
Yeah, that was nice. There are many that I haven't seen. For example, the Captain America. I haven't seen a single Captain America movie. They just didn't speak to me.
So Civil War and all that. Nothing.
Didn't see it, which probably leaves me with major holes in the plot line.
Yeah,
I think Civil War was actually a really important installment.
It's a breakup of the Avengers.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So that kind of sucked. And Deadpool, I thought everybody left Deadpool. I thought it was
it's
okay.
It's not my humor. Deadpool is.
No, it is my humor, but it just wasn't that good. Everything I saw, every action scene I remember was him doing this movement, the in German Schraube.
Yeah.
What's it called when you twist the body?
The pirouette.
And that becomes very, once you can do it yourself, that's where, so what? He turns around and he shoots. Yeah, that works once.
And isn't he immortal? I don't know.
I think he doesn't feel pain, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Every Marvel fan already hates us and has left. So I'm not a hater, not a lover. It's fine. Logan was good. But that was kind of a separate thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, X-Men are not in the same...
Isn't Marvel X-Men?
What?
Is X-Men Marvel?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Is it? Or is it DC?
I don't know. Let's talk about something else quick. Change the subject. I don't know. X-Men is X-Men.
We just exposed ourselves of being complete ignorant idiots.
Seriously, X-Men has nothing to do with anything else. X-Men is just X-Men.
Okay. No, I think it's DC, isn't it? Fuck.
You have a PC in front of you.
Fucking whatever. But Logan was pretty good. End of story. So I went into this with didn't care much. Just, whoa, it's the end, or it's the beginning of the end of the beginning in a way.
Yeah.
So let's just check it out, and I just want good action. That's all I want from going into a Marvel movie. I just hope it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, pretty damn crazy epic.
It was, if nothing else, it was pretty epic.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking crazy.
Like the length of the movie alone,
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours is already pretty.
It's long.
Like it's long, and usually if it's long, it's also pretty epic. It can be epically boring, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But that movie was.
That was
Like
crazy.
At first, okay, let's get into the analysis. We talked about it after the movie, but we're both agreeing that the movie doesn't work on its own. Or if you just watch the Infinity Wars on its own,
it would be too much.
There would be a lot of things that make little sense.
Yes.
Like the relation between the characters, and most of the jokes in the movie are inside jokes or callbacks to other movies, and you would lose a lot of it. And then maybe 2.5 hours are a little much. But if you like see it as a whole, as a culmination of Marvel's work over the last 10 years, then
I have to agree there. To be honest, I was never. I just explained it already. But after I saw this movie, I kind of thought, even if it's a money printing machine, this whole thing, but respect, really, to whoever's planning this behind the scenes, respect. I mean, over 10 years, you've built up to this moment, and the movies they all have a quality standard.
Yeah,
they're never crap movies from a quality standpoint, and really respect to them. I mean, think about it. For over 10 years, they built up to this.
To this Thanos,
and they stuck to it. They didn't change it. It was Thanos.
There was nothing retcon, at least that I know of. I mean, we're not experts. There was nothing what? Retcon. If you like change something after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, probably inside they did.
Yeah.
But really respect to Marvel. That's how it's done. That is how it's done. And the interesting thing is that this movie, it's not only that it wouldn't work on a story perspective if you saw this as an individual movie, but also on a dramaturgy.
Yes.
How to say dramaturgy? On a story arc perspective. Arc of suspense perspective. Yeah. This is not a normal movie.
Yeah.
This is not a normal movie. No other Marvel movie is like this.
It doesn't follow this classic,
exposition.
Intro scene, then normal life exposition, then conflict arises, and then conflict,
massive battle, and then decline and happy end. Yeah. It doesn't follow this, and it doesn't have to. That's why this is really a movie that has to be seen in the context. Yeah. And it did really, and that was the right decision.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, the movie starts right away, Loki is killed. Yeah. And I think for good. If they bring him back, that would be really cheap, because Thanos said no resurrections this time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I also have the fear that the second one, there's a lot of potential to fuck it up. Huge potential to destroy everything.
Yeah, for me, there's actually no possibility to not fuck it up.
Yeah, it's true. If they're going to backpedal on what they did, it's going to look so insanely pathetic. Yeah. Because let's just talk about the most important part.
Thanos wins.
Thanos in the end wins, which I thought was the only choice.
Yeah.
That's had to happen. It's like The Hobbit 2, it ends with the dragon rising. So the movie had to end with it looking like it's over.
It's over.
It's absolutely over. And the bad guy won. And half of all the Avengers are dead. They did it. They killed off. Black Panther. I didn't watch that movie, but I would love to watch it. But the character just got created and they just killed him. That's why I have the fear that they're going to backpedal on that so hard. They're gonna take the glove from him, go back in time, and recreate them.
It's the ending of Avengers is also something that just mind-explodingly. Thanos wins by just wiping out half of the universe, and half of the universe also contains half of the superheroes. And like everything they worked for, or half of what they worked for 10 years, it's gone.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that. They just created a Spider-Man. They just rebooted Spider-Man a couple of years ago. They just killed him? No way. No way.
But
they're going to bring him back and it's going to suck.
But then that's going to destroy everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but no. Please.
I guarantee you they're going to backpedal so hard on this.
They can't. The Infinity Wars, the ending is so revolutionary, so amazing, because they're not going to backpedal. if
You might be
then
right
it would
only
be gone.
under one circumstance. One circumstance. If the second Infinity Wars is actually going to be a full stop and then everything gets rebooted, then they don't have to backpedal. But I don't think they're going to do that.
What do you
So if the second Infinity Wars is going to put an end to what they've built and then reboot everything, new Iron Man.
But why would you need a movie to put an end? I mean, it ended.
No, there's going to be another one.
Oh, so you think in the second Infinity Wars they're
there's
going
going
to kill off the other half of the superheroes, and then the Marvel universe?
No,
is
what
quad-
I'm just saying, whatever happens in the second one,
Yeah.
the only way I see them not backpedaling if this is a full stop of this universe.
Okay, I see what you mean.
This has to be a full stop,
Yeah.
and then they can reboot everything with new actors.
It could be.
Maybe it is actually. We're just not informed enough. Maybe some people out there are like, "It is, you fucking idiot."
Yeah, I mean, I heard that they recently changed Thor in the comic books to a female. Maybe that's their plan. I mean,
I don't know, but it is weird. You just created Black Panther and Spider-Man, these actors. Now they're done because you can't reboot them with the same actor. That would be absolutely retarded.
Yeah.
But I think if they come to a full stop, that would be great. I would love to see completely new actors, a new Iron Man, new Guardians. But also at the same time, I cannot imagine it. They have built these characters.
Yeah.
They're not gonna make more money with them, really?
Now they can only make prequels like Star Wars.
Yeah, it's gonna be the endless prequel.
Yeah.
Think about it from a business perspective. I don't know if they're brave
Star
enough.
Wars sells. It sells by just doing prequels.
I don't know. I hope it comes to a full stop, and if they resurrect characters, that's gonna be so bad. The second one has huge potential to be a giant turd.
Yeah. I usually like. They already did one of the resurrection things in the last scene of Infinity Wars, where Thanos uses the Time Stone to resurrect Vision and then kill him 2 seconds later.
That I thought was still okay.
But that's the absolute maximum of going back and time traveling shit that I would allow.
Yeah, I don't think we should overanalyze the power of the stones.
Yeah, no, it's.
I mean,
what is a fucking video game?
A spirit stone?
Come on.
Let's just. I mean, if the guy is like Dr. Manhattan, then he has the stone for space. So you could disintegrate, or what's the word, people and make them.
So what's stopping him of, I don't know, contracting the whole universe into a singularity?
Yeah, singularity.
I don't know.
I mean, he's everything basically.
Yeah.
So let's not overanalyze it. Yeah. We never read the comic books, whatever. We're just the average Joe watching Marvel movies. Haven't seen all of them.
The average physicist who face palms at every superpower being used.
There was one scene that I don't know how much it triggered you, but that.
The Star-Lord fucking the plan up scene.
There's this one scene
that's just
they should have written it differently.
That
was so bad.
I think it's so typical.
They got the glove off of him.
Yeah, but
already.
That's just typical.
But Star-Lord in that situation would have understood what the weight of the situation. And there was this other chick, the blue one, who saw it unfold, and she hated Thanos. She wanted him to die. She would have stopped him.
Yeah,
that was kind
of dumb.
That was.
And like you can't tell me that it needs 5 people pulling on the glove and not 1 people restraining Star-Lord or I don't know.
And also, everybody else is just there. They're not like, nobody was screaming, don't do it, don't do it. They're all, we need your help, Star-Lord.
No, he's gonna hit him.
He's going to hit him. Everyone's gonna die.
We're gonna lose.
That was so dumb.
Yeah.
That was really stupid.
It's also very typical. Like the good guys are fallible, and
but they could have done it differently. They could have or should have written it in a different way.
Was he one of those who disappeared in the end?
Yeah, Star-Lord.
The only Guardian of the Galaxy left is the Raccoon, right?
Raccoon, yeah. Or what his name is?
Rocket,
yeah. I don't know. But overall, great movie, great action.
You will be very entertained.
Extremely entertained. Non-stop brain explosion, over-the-top craziness. I do think that some characters don't get their... Some people have said everybody gets their fair shake, their amount of screen time, and gets... I didn't think so.
No?
It didn't bother me, but I felt... I'm not a Captain America fan, just not an interesting hero, but if you're a fan of Captain America, I don't think you would be happy. The guy gets barely any...
Yeah, it is true. Not all get the same
He's one of the
time.
most important ones, I think, but he barely gets any time. And he doesn't say anything interesting. Yeah, if you're a Captain America fan, you'll be disappointed. The main people are Iron Man
and Thor.
Even the Doctor Strange has a pretty big part.
True. Yeah. True. Vision.
Yeah. there were Spider-Man, for example. The Spider-Man movie, I saw it, and I was really surprised how much I liked it. And that guy, I also felt didn't get much. But I get it. I get why it's impossible to do them all justice. And
even in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, has always been kind of their Zugpferd. He was spearheading this movement.
Yeah.
He was also the first one who got, I think, the good movies. So overall, it's good. Most of them get their fair shake.
It's also pretty funny.
Yeah.
I must admit.
Yeah, let's talk about that after. I have one more point. It's not a coincidence that the ones that remain in the end are all the original Avengers. That's obviously. Otherwise, it's not a coincidence. They've chosen exactly who they're killing, who turns into dust.
Everyone who got more than one movie survived.
Ant-Man didn't even appear.
Oh yeah,
he did. There was one reference to him, but he didn't appear at all. And actually, I think they're going to do something in the second movie with he was there all the time, or he crawled into no kidding.
Yeah,
because he can become an ant.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they're gonna do some Deus Ex Machina or something where he was in the glove all the time. In the end, I'm saying
okay.
Like he crawled into the glove and
then becomes
human
big size and
pushes the glove, and then he has the glove.
And undoes everything. Oh my god!
Imagine, stop. Imagine the second Infinity War, and the movie ends with Thanos ripping the head off every Avenger, and it's like over and sad music, and then Ant-Man grows out of the finger. Yeah, we
snaps and undoes everything Thanos did, and we are all. And Thanos just cries and goes into home.
Yeah, that would be epic.
We are the best Hollywood authors
ever. Yeah, hire us, man.
1 million at least.
1 million at least. So that's obviously not a coincidence. All the originals are back, and it's going to be original battle. Yeah, I get it. Now the humor.
Oh yeah. So our main argument was focusing on the action of the movie, which is a big part of it. But still, they managed to put in what I think is a awesome humor. But not too much that it becomes tedious. But I mean,
I slightly disagree, just slightly. I think it was really funnier than the other ones.
Yeah.
And there were moments that were just excellent in terms of writing. Oh, the pacing as well.
Yeah, the pacing is super good. Yeah.
But I thought that some comedy moments went on a little too long. For example, the one where you didn't feel. I was like,
I see what you mean.
Okay, the joke has been made. Now just move on. Just move on. The joke is perfect.
You're talking about something else. No need to.
For example, when Star-Lord imitates Thor.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
A voice.
Yeah, that
was so funny. And then
weren't you guys discussing something else?
Yeah, move on. Don't overstretch the anal. And or when what's the Batista?
Yeah.
What's his name?
It's Batista.
What's his name in the movie?
I don't know. Batista.
Strong guy from the Guardians.
Yeah.
When he's standing there, I've been standing there for an hour. I'm sure I'm invisible. That was so funny, but went on for too long. Just cut 10 seconds before that.
No, not 10 seconds.
Or 30 seconds. They went on a bit too long, but that's such a minor gripe. Yeah. It's really good comedy. Well paced.
Then again, the movie also has some, like when it's down to be serious, it's actually understandably serious. Or you don't feel like all the serious parts are just preposterous.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but like the pacing, as we just said, is very good. They make very good distinctions between the parts where it has to be, the character is being really emotional, and then it's Star-Lord and Batista back again with what is Gamora?
I have newfound respect for the writers.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's a money printing machine, and it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
But they got some talented people writing their movies. You really have to admit. Even if you hate on it, and if there are people among you who hate this Marvel shit, I get it. But I have respect. Yeah. You gotta respect to a certain degree, I wanted to say something. Before we go on to Thanos as a character, I want to talk.
If you compare the writing of this Avengers to the writing of Star Wars, then you know where all the good writers are.
Let's forget about what happened to Star Wars. Let's just forget about
this.
It
stopped existing.
Yeah. The best Star Wars movie is Episode 3. Now you can unsubscribe. No.
Uninstall Firefox.
Uninstall Ranton. Uninstall Ranton.exe. Now I wanted to say something else before we talk about Thanos. There was something about this movie I wanted to say.
The serious parts.
Oh yeah, Vision. That kind of made me a little sad because I don't know shit about the comics. But in Age of Ultron, they made Vision. They portrayed him as extremely powerful.
The only one who can stand up one versus one to Ultron. Yeah.
Something like that. He was so strong, and
he has one of stones.
He has a stone in his head.
Yeah.
And in that movie, he gets wrecked. I mean, the movie starts, and the first scene you see Vision, he's walking through the streets and he gets stabbed and gets impaled. Yeah. And it's just a pussy.
The rest of the movie, he's also always wounded and never. Like,
he's always wounded, always sad.
He's always kassiering.
Yeah, he's always getting his ass kicked, and I felt they didn't do him justice. Before he gets wrecked, he should have put up a fight because he's dead.
Yeah,
Thanos takes his fingers and rips the stone out of his head.
The poor guy is the only one in the movie who dies twice.
Yeah. Think about it like this.
Yeah.
How sick it is. The guy has a emotional and beautiful goodbye with his love. And it's such an exciting scene. Touching, moving.
Yeah.
He says goodbye. It's so sad. Thanos brings him back to life, and I mean, imagine he's like, dead. Suddenly, he sees things again, and he sees Thanos' huge head in his feet. That poor motherfucker, he didn't deserve this.
One of the most powerful characters gets so fucking wrecked.
Incredible. Poor Vision, really. Rest in
That
peace.
also goes like to show that you can never compare like who's more powerful in these kinds of things.
Whatever.
It's awesome, entertaining, and like it's memorable.
It's like Dragon Ball with the power levels.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Now let's talk about Thanos.
Oh yeah.
I am impressed with what they did here.
Yeah.
I thought it's gonna be standard villain.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
It is standard villain in a way, but the scenes where they show his motivation were good. They were good.
Yeah. No, I think he's not standard in a way because he actually has normally villains are just a motivation, but Thanos is a character. He's a person. He has a personality. He has a past, and there's something he's aspiring to, and he has to make sacrifices to do it. And
that was also amazing when he killed his daughter. Mm-hmm. You see that he's
on the brink of.
Yeah,
I don't know. He would never change his mind because he has sacrificed too much. But
But he loved her and he killed her and he has tears in his eyes and that was emotional.
Yeah.
You feel for him.
The decision weighs on him. He has actually. It's actually a price for him to pay, and usually the bad guy is just come here. Yeah. I didn't really love you. Pow.
He's risen above himself and sacrificed himself to the cause.
Yeah, for his
He's and that is, let's just say, respectable. Yeah. Although I thought a little bit more about his motivation, and they tried to make villains look, maybe he's right. It's actually it's actually fucking retarded.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And if you think out there, Thanos has a point. He doesn't.
No.
Because let's talk about it. Let's not even make the moral argument about killing innocents to save people. Let's not even make that argument because there are different sides on the aisle you can end up on. Overpopulation is not an issue that every planet and civilization is facing. You know what I mean? He wants to wipe out exactly half of
everything.
And we learned this in geography back in school, that overpopulation is not something that is directly related to amount of people. There are countries that are extremely populated that are not overpopulated. And there are places that don't have that many people that are overpopulated. So he just wants to kill half. So that doesn't make sense.
There's one scene where he talks about it in a universal scale. He says the universe is finite.
But that doesn't make sense because not every planet is communicating with each other. So it's, when you think about it a little bit longer, it's dumb. Yeah. It's really dumb. But let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and just say, okay, in this world...
His planet died from overpopulation. Okay, and then he's traumatized.
Yeah, but that makes him look a little bit stupid.
True. Yeah.
I don't want to kind of think this way. I want to think in a way, okay, maybe he has a point. But when you think about it too much, it is dumb. The only thing respectable about him is that he really believes in his cause. Yeah. And he makes sacrifices. Yeah. Definitely sacrifices.
And even though his cause might be a little bit... he still, that also one thing that I realized when I thought about it a little bit longer, he tries to make it as humane as possible.
No, not
because
humane,
he says
as fair as possible.
Because
like the Joker.
it's
The rich and the poor get equally killed.
Yeah, the only thing fair in the universe is chance.
Like the Joker said, yeah.
And it's Two-Face who said it.
Maybe you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
No. The Joker doesn't say it. The Joker is like
Kill the Batman.
the only thing fair in the universe is chance. So he tries to make everything like fair and balanced.
Yeah. But they did overall a really great job portraying him. Yeah. So let's talk about the Infinity Wars #2, because I almost don't see a world where it would not suck.
Like for me, the ending of Infinity Wars 1 is so spot on.
It's so good.
I don't need to see anything else. No, please do only prequels now. Make Infinity War 2 the prequel.
No, I think they have to continue the story, but I don't know how they're going to not mess it up.
There's nothing to continue, man.
They have to really.
If they somehow undo Thanos' finger snip, then it's fucked.
Yeah. If they backpedal on anything, it's fucked.
I mean, if they even bring back one character who was vanished, it's fucked. Yeah, I don't, and I hope they don't. I really hope it, but I don't know how. I don't know how.
I don't think they're okay. Obviously, it's Marvel. Is Marvel Disney, by the way? I heard that Marvel is Disney. You don't know that. You're saying yes. You don't know. Really? Marvel is Disney now? They also bought it?
I'm not sure. I just saw this. And
fuck me. Disney is a...
Oh my... I was just trying to make an argument how it's so not Disney.
No time to check. But whatever the case, they're not going to have the balls, obviously, for a sad ending. They're not going to have the balls for a sad ending. They're going to win. But how are they going to do it? Please, to the writers, don't make it cheap. Don't backpedal.
Yeah, no backpedaling.
Just continue from here on out.
Because then, I think if you really stay strong and do no backpedaling, then it will be just a bittersweet victory.
Maybe bittersweet, where more people die.
I think that's the only victory I would say that's fitting or that's good in this situation.
I thought about it. Maybe a good way to end it would be if in the second movie Thanos dies, but also all the Avengers. They all, you know what I mean? They have to give it everything.
Yeah.
And that may work. It may work depending on how they do it.
Yeah,
it may work. But if all the Avengers going to survive, we'll see. We don't know what they're going to come up with. I don't even know when the movie's coming out.
It's a part of Disney.
Wow.
Marvel is Disney? These big companies, they scare the living shit out of me.
Next year, Disney is going to buy Coca-Cola and McDonald's.
And they're going to buy Amazon.
And then the planet Earth actually gets renamed into Disney World.
Thanos gets renamed in Jeff Bezos and then he gets wrecked by Hulk.
Who was the actor of Thanos, by the way?
Thanos? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Let's check that. And by the way, on IMDb, you will never guess the rating for Infinity War.
Is it the usual IMDb 6 or
9.1? Oh, I don't think it's warranted at all. It doesn't play in the same league with a Fight Club or an American History X or what other movies.
Or Shawshank Redemption is.
Yeah, but this movie is 9.1.
How often does this happen in IMDb to have a rating above 9?
It's on the top rated movies number 9, which it's not, obviously, I think, but still, respect. Yeah. Fucking respect. So, who is Thanos? You say something while I'm looking it up?
Because he actually looked kind of like Jeff Bezos. Because you said Thanos is Jeff Bezos. He kind of looked like him. He's bald.
Holy shit! It's Josh Brolin.
Oh, yeah, Josh Brolin.
What?
Okay.
That guy plays in... Okay.
Isn't he in No Country for Old Men?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Did not expect this. Nice. Okay. Josh Brolin. Didn't even recognize him, to be honest. Didn't recognize him.
I recognized the face somewhat, but he was too Thanos.
And Thanos even conveys emotion very well with his face. His face, well made. Damn. Good job. Good fucking job.
Actually, that's one of the movies where I'm kind of interested in watching a making of to see actually how much of this movie was actually there. You know,
You mean green
Like,
screen?
Yeah, but because-
Everything is green screen.
But it looks kind of like it, but I can't tell the difference no more. I don't know what part of the actors is even CGI.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Thanos. What part is Jeff Bezos? What have you done?
What part of Thanos is Jeff Bezos?
No. What part of Thanos
Okay,
is
from now
Brolin?
on, from now on, Thanos will be referred to as Jeff Thanos.
Yes.
Jeff
So
Thanos.
what part of Thanos is Brolin, and what part of Thanos is CGI,
Yeah,
or what is
hard to
practical, or
But CGI has been really good for a long time.
But in this Avengers, I was
Is it even an Avengers? Does it have the name Avengers Infinity Wars?
yes.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought it was just called Infinity War. Well, respect.
I think that
Fucking
kinda
respect. So let's give a rating.
wraps
I
up.
would I would say 8 out of 10.
Are we allowed to give halves?
Whatever.
No. Nah,
As
for
long
me-
as you can associate it with a word,
Yeah.
because numbers represent words.
Yeah. So for me, it's 8+.
Yeah, 8.
It,
We're on the same page.
Like I acknowledge that movies have this half-life where when you've just seen it, it's usually always better or worse than what you end up on. And it decays pretty fast or grows pretty fast. So I would say it's an 8+, which would probably go to an 8.
But let's also address something that didn't. Again, this is me overthinking it, but he goes back in time and destroys half the civilization.
No. I don't think that's the case.
So what did he do?
He just destroyed half of everything.
But why would they turn to dust?
Because it's that powerful. There's nothing left if they turn to dust.
But why wouldn't he destroy? Why wouldn't he kill the others too?
Because that's not his goal. His goal is to destroy half. And to make it random.
No, but I thought he went back in time.
No.
Because when you think about it, remember what Doctor Strange? No, is that his name?
Yeah?
Benedict
Yeah.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
He said, there are I can see futures, I can see billion futures, and
Yeah.
only in one of them we win.
Yeah.
And then he gave the stone to him, and he said to Iron Man before he disappears, this was the only way. So I feel like Doctor Strange actually knew
Yeah.
that this is the only way. That's the future he saw, where he gives him the stone where they're going to win.
Yeah.
So Doctor Strange saw this already happening.
Okay.
But
it still doesn't mean that
Yeah,
Thanos
still-
went back in time. I don't think Thanos has everything. There's anything more with time traveling or.
I thought he went back in time and they returned to dust, because dust is like what we're made of
Yeah.
in some folklore. And so he went back in time and created the world in which half of them wouldn't have been born.
But that makes no sense. To me.
Well, it doesn't make sense in either way. So you're saying that he became sky and turned people into dust? Or
No, in as far as I know, if you have all 6 stones, you are God, and his wish as God was to wipe
Maybe.
out half.
Yeah,
And
okay.
That's what he can do with a snap of his fingers.
Yeah. What was that in the end when he's in this beautiful idyllic place and then
I
he
think
looked?
it's his home. No. His home was the one where they fought him, where
Yeah,
they
and-
almost took away his glove. I don't know where.
That was so beautiful. And what did he say there? What did he say? He said something, didn't he?
He said something in the vision where his daughter was.
His daughter, and he said, "What did it cost you?"
It cost everything.
It cost everything.
And then I didn't think he said anything more.
Did he say something? He was just smiling and looking into the beautiful countries. But that movie, damn, it was good. Damn, it was good. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on from Infinity War to
God of
War.
Infinity War.
God of Infinity War. God of War.
If you haven't watched the review,
By the way, in the comment section, there were a couple of people accusing me of spoiling. Listen up, fagotinis. I'm always extremely careful with spoilers. That's not something that I'm not aware of. I'm always careful. For example, even with the way I record footage, after about halfway through a game, I stop recording.
yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Then I only record the credits so I can show that I actually played through the game.
Yeah.
So, in a way, this is kind of a small spoiler, but nothing I show there is a spoiler. Okay, by the way, still spoiler warning. Yeah, you're not safe yet. So, I show nothing. I show nothing that matters. The dragon. I show 3 seconds of the dragon boss fight.
And that's not
That-
even an integral part of anything.
That's not he. First of all, he's not a part of anything,
Yeah.
and secondly, he happens pretty early because the game is so huge. It's not that I'm not aware. It's not that I was careless. Yeah, I knew exactly what I was.
You're getting trolled.
I don't know. Some people were like, oh, you spoiled it a little bit. If you didn't want to know anything about the game, then don't watch a fucking review. And I would have. I'm honest. I would have given you a spoiler warning if I thought there was a spoiler.
Yeah.
And I looked at other reviews. They all show fucking way more than me.
Yeah.
I think I did a good job with this one in terms of how much I show.
Yeah.
Obviously, the line is different for every person. For some people, maybe it's a spoiler that I show Balder in the beginning, the first fight.
Yeah.
What can I do? I have to set up the story, I think. And yeah, whatever. I don't think I spoiled anything, but now we're going to spoil.
Yeah.
And that's that I do talk about this issue in my God of War review, but I didn't give it too much weight. And we discussed this already, but we're going to discuss it again. God of War has issues.
Yeah, it has issues. Like when you gave your rating, which was an almost 10 out of 10.
I wanted to give it a 9, but there were moments that were so epic, I just thought, I can't give it a 9.
Yeah.
So it is like an almost 10.
The game for me has some of the highest highs, but also some pretty punctual lows that hurt pretty bad. And so for me, what is God of War about? God of War 1, 2, and 3 are all about killing gods, because that was the thing when God of War 1 came out. You're like actually a guy who's just a general who makes a pact with the gods and whatever, and then kills Ares at the end. That was like, whoa. And then part 3 is like you're slaughtering the entire Greek pantheon.
Yeah.
And it's like almost like Fury, like god after god, boss fight after boss fight. Everything is different. Awesome.
God of War is, in the eyes of the players, a game about killing the gods.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's also the defining thing of Kratos' personality. He hates nothing more than gods. So he's also in conflict with himself and so on. And then that was what I usually have no expectations about anything about a game. I usually try to go into it as tabula rasa as possible. But that's the one thing I'm expecting from a God of War.
Killing gods.
So, and then if you have played through the game, you know that there's not one dialogue in this entire game where they don't reference Odin, Thor, the giants, gods, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then after, I think, 30 hours of play, I was just playing, la, 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 and then it suddenly struck me. What if they're not in the game? What if Odin and Thor and shit is actually not in the game? Because they haven't appeared yet. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I can't do this. I can do this. And then when I finished the game, I couldn't believe it.
It's to be honest, I came to terms with this about in the halfway mark. I realized, okay, there haven't been a single boss fight, or only boss fight there was the dragon, and that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I was starting to think, okay, maybe this is not gonna have anything to do with gods. So I accepted it earlier, and when it happened in the end, when it confirmed it, I wasn't that shocked. And then I accepted. That's why the rating is so high, because I kind of saw it as a different game. Mm-hmm. I didn't see it anymore like a God of War like it was before. I see it as a real reboot and as an origin story. But I do have to admit, just because I came to terms with it doesn't mean that
it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, exactly.
At first when the game starts and they're going to the top of the mountain, I thought that's their plan, and they're going to get involved more and more with Thor and
Odin and stuff.
And Odin, because they talk about them all the time.
Yeah.
And they're going to get sidetracked, and it's going to end up in a crazy battle, and in the end you freaking rip out Odin's tongue and stick it into his ass. And you realize this is not really it. Yeah. That's it. You don't fight. I mean, and even the boss fights that exist aren't that good.
No, and they're never set up. Like the only thing that's a little set up.
The presentation is amazing.
No, I mean set up in the way that you actually, I'm now gonna fight this character that I heard so much about. Yeah. Like when you meet Modi and Magni, who the fuck are these peasants?
Like, no one gives a shit about them anyways. And also Baldur, cool character, but the fight itself extremely simple.
Baldur. They were almost there. They introduced him in the beginning in one of the most awesome boss fights ever.
Epic.
And then he disappears for the entire game.
Yeah.
Like, he never comes back.
And then who gives a shit?
What the hell?
I enjoyed though the story that they were trying to tell with his mother and stuff like that. It was all good, but it's not really a God of War in a way. It is. They're setting up another trilogy probably where they are going to kill the gods.
But I mean, they set that up in God of War 1, 2, and 3 and still had some god killing involved every time. I mean, yes, you kill Baldur, but you have to set up the gods you kill.
Yeah. And he doesn't really... the only reason why you hate him is because he keeps bothering you. He doesn't have anything to do with you. The guy's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. There's no personal grudge against... Kratos doesn't even want to have anything to do with him. I don't know.
And he only kills him because he's about to kill his mother.
Yeah, true.
And then he's like...
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I still stand by my rating 100%. It's been a long time since I had so much fun, and I think it is a masterpiece. But...
it's one of the few games where who am usually more focused on the entire world building and setup, and it has to fit right, the entire story has to be correct. Even for me, I think the game is still awesome because the gameplay is so good. The gameplay
and the dialogue
pulls everything of the game. It pulls the entire weight of the game, and it does it effortlessly.
That's also the point I was trying to make in my review about this is a father and son story.
Yeah.
This is the story they were trying to tell. You know what I mean? It's a father and son story, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
Which
they could have told better.
No, I don't think they could have told that better, but they could have told more. That's not the only thing they... That's not the only thing they...
Okay, I get it.
Do you know what I mean? How do I set that up grammatically correct? That's not the only thing that they had to restrict themselves to.
Yeah. They could have told like the father and son story in a grander scheme. Because as it is, it's kind of just this thing, and it's drug along a little too long.
Dragged, yeah.
Dragged too long, a little too long.
Yeah. Also, Angry Joe said that too, and he was very right about, oh, now this happened. And now this happened. Yeah. Oh, there's a black fog.
Yeah, so
there's a black
now
fog.
I'm almost there. Now, I don't have the key that I could have gotten all this time.
And the eye is missing.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, the biggest mountain is another mountain.
Yeah.
For me, it was always, great, I can keep playing. But at the same time, after a while, I thought, oh, come on. This is getting ridiculous. On a story perspective, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah. And that's also, that amplified the disappointment for me, because I thought, why do we have to keep artificially prolonging it? Why not tell something actually interesting or set up a god?
It's funny. The best games are always the one where I also see the most flaws. There are some perfect games that are 7s for me. They're perfect, but they're not that good
because they don't have any flaws. But also
they're not that good, or they're not amazing. But the best games, for example, I could rant 1 hour about Skyrim. I could rant 3 hours about The Witcher. I see many issues with The Witcher, but it's a 10 fucking masterpiece. The best games always have the biggest issues as well. Oh, except one, Red Dead Redemption. Mwah.
Lit up.
Actually, that game also has problems, but whatever. Yeah. So actually we are now, it's perfect. We are at, maybe we can talk about science?
Okay, one more thing to God of War. Now we talked a little bit about the lows, and the highs are, of course, the gameplay, and for me, the highest point in any God of War ever. It's been years. I don't know if you guys know this feeling, but you have this nerd chills running down your spine feeling. Like
into your anus?
Yeah, this amplified ASMR.
Go to the scene, get to the scene.
It's the scene when Kratos' son falls ill or goes into a coma or something, and Kratos goes back to his home to get the Chaos Blades.
Yeah.
And the entire scene is no words.
Epic.
It's just Kratos coming to terms with that he can't run from his past.
And then Athena tells him, you are still a monster.
Athena responds and says, like, you can never run from what you are. You will always be, and then a monster.
Yeah.
And that was, even thinking about it, I'm getting all...
It's epic.
When did that happen the last time that you played a game and you were stunned?
Yeah.
That was
And
awesome.
by the way, I also saw the post-credit scene now. When you return to the home. I
Oh,
didn't,
yeah,
When
yeah.
I made the review, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
When you return to your home, there's a cutscene.
Yeah.
And you said it's such an insult. I didn't think it changed anything.
Really?
It actually just confirmed my thought. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean,
It just confirms it.
the realization that actually the characters that they're talking about the entire game are not in the game, and the only time they're in the game is just hey, buy God of War 2.
We are in the spoiler part, so let's just say what happens.
Yeah.
They return to the home, they lie in bed to go to sleep, and then they have a dream where someone knocks at the door, or there's a
storm,
thunderstorm.
yeah.
They open the door, and who's there? Thor.
Yeah.
With his hammer. And then they wake up, and they say, was that a dream? Oh, but it seemed so real. Obviously, this is what's going to happen in some way or another. You said it's like the most insulting thing you've ever seen. For me, it just confirms it. Do I wish it was different? Yes.
Yeah, but
it has to be like this now.
Yeah, no, but it's like Thor's in the game, dude.
Yeah,
what the fuck is wrong?
I see your point. I see it. Well, tell us, guys, what you think if you finish the game. Fantastic game, just not 100% God of War style. Okay. You started playing Battle Royale games.
Battle Royale is the hotness. It's the thing, dude.
I bought PUBG at the beginning of the hype, before everybody was playing it. I was there before it was cool. And yeah, it's cool. But then I stopped playing and kind of forgot about it ever since. And then now suddenly you started to play Fortnite. And
so when PUBG first was playable in the early access days, and so I looked at it and I thought, what kind of shit is this? This looks so boring and not interesting and whatever. And then I didn't beschäftig myself, have anything to do with Battle Royale. And then this other game came out of nowhere, Fortnite, and it actually looked, it was also Battle Royale.
I think it looked so dumb.
It looked a little bit, it reminded me of when I first started playing World of Warcraft. It looked so happy.
It looks too colorful for me.
Yeah, it looks so,
There's too much on the screen. There's too much happening on the screen. Like on the HUD, the HUD.
Yeah?
I don't like big HUD. I like when there's nothing. I see the game and I get impatient by just seeing the screenshots.
And then I thought, people are saying Fortnite and PUBG are the most played games ever. So Battle Royale, just as it is the most played game mode ever. And I thought, Fortnite's free, why not try it? And boy, why did I wait so long, man? Battle Royale.
Battle Royale is awesome.
I get it now. I get where this comes from.
I also have to say, many Dying Light, I think the next Red Dead Redemption, every game developer now wants to include
exactly. Yeah.
this.
That's what Fortnite did as well. Fortnite is not a Battle Royale game.
Yeah. I think the original buy game, nobody's playing that.
It's not done yet.
Okay. I don't know.
And I don't think they will ever finish it, because why would they now that they have Battle Royale?
And I saw that some people are annoyed by this. I don't understand, why would you be annoyed by it? It's kind of a new genre in a way.
Hype annoys some people. That's
I guess.
what I say.
It's like with songs. When a song has been played too much.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But,
okay.
Yeah. And I see where this hype comes from. I see why Battle Royale is so
this
loved.
very exciting. I also think so. It's really...
what game mode conveys this amount of adrenaline
it's
and
really thrilling.
Just
because it's last man standing.
It's exactly. There's no difference in getting 99th and second. You don't win. You win by being the last man standing.
And everybody is just in it for themselves. It's survival.
Yeah. And I think that it's also a manifestation of something that gaming has become less and less, I think, competitive in the last. Like everything is just everyone wins.
Overwatch? I think.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Is it? I have never played it.
Horrible. And it's StarCraft is free to play now. There are less tournaments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can
that?
play the multiplayer.
Is Dota less competitive?
And Dota and I don't know about League of Legends, but Dota has been the same forever. It's just Dota, and I think this Battle Royale hype has something to do with it's like the ultimate competitive game. Like there's no single player. You do nothing there. Yeah? And I think that's a manifestation of people want to compete. It's competitive.
Yeah.
That's what drives the money in gaming. It's not the Super Mario every year.
No, that's not true. Yeah. They sell very well.
Yeah.
But not compared to a Fortnite. But no, actually, I don't know that.
Fortnite made as like
Si-
I
good-
read,
successful
they
single-player
made
games.
200 million last month.
I think that Fortnite is probably number one,
Uh.
but successful big single player games make a shit ton of money.
I mean, just look at God of War. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
good business model, but I think it's the manifestation that people want to play competitive, and
Maybe.
it certainly appeals to me. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not that much into competitive gaming because I'm scarred from Call of Duty. I did it for 1 year of my life or a little bit more, and
that was
I'm
it.
done with competitive gaming. Done with it. I fucked everybody. I was better than everybody in Call of Duty, and then they ruined the franchise, and I'm out.
Your phase was competitive phase, and then you had enough of it, and my phase was World of Warcraft, which is absolutely not competitive at all, and now I love competing.
Well,
So yeah, Battle Royale, awesome.
can you believe that we've been talking for 1 hour?
It's always over so fast.
Yes,
Said
it's
no woman to
goes
me
very-
ever. So, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the podcast number 5.
Yeah.
That went over quickly. Let us know your thoughts about Infinity War and God of War. I'm very interested. And
I'm so eager to read the comments from on their last podcast when we told everyone to explain to us why he watches streams. I'm really interested.
Unfortunately, this is being recorded one day after podcast number 4.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen the comments yet. It's not even online yet. I have the feeling in the last podcast I made myself look too much like I'm not enjoying creating videos. I want to clarify that. I love creating videos. I'm just saying it's a shit ton of work that I feel is being... I'm not getting back what I put into it. That's all I was saying, but I love it, okay?
He's
Don't
not
worry, guys.
yet US president.
I'm not... Why am I not... Yeah, president. Why hasn't Trump invited me to the White House?
Yeah.
It's racism. Okay,
It's
whatever.
just because you're Chinese.
Let's not dig any holes here. Love you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And see you guys later.
For the next.
Skr, skr, skr.